Good morning, Cardigan community. I want to start this speech by telling you something not a lot of people know about me. Before I came to Cardigan, I was a kid who skipped 94 classes, fooled around, and didn't respect anyone. So, my parents decided that I should go to Cardigan. When I arrived in the fall of 2016, I arrived on a campus that I wasn't familiar with and with a bunch of kids that I didn't know, speaking languages I didn't understand. The first few weeks were the toughest. I was only getting along with the boys from my home, and I wasn't buying into the Cardigan community. But thanks to teachers like Mr. Clark, Mr. Nevins, Mr. Gray, Coach K, Mr. LJ, Ms. Borick, Mr. E, and among many others, I began to find the meaning of this brand new community. Through time, I have come to call this place my home. And this is what makes this community so special. The dedication and effort both teachers and students put in so that every student and faculty member feels like they're a part of this unique community. Think about it. Here at Cardigan, I am able to speak Spanish with my friends, teach some other friends Spanish, play soccer with people from all over the world, and ski with people whom I would have never met. At Cardigan, there are people from over 10 countries and cultures. We speak over 10 languages. We like different things and listen to different music. And all of us make the Cardigan community. It isn't about losing your own identity and culture. It's one unified community. As commencement is rapidly approaching, I want to remember my time here at Cardigan and the lessons I have learned. In the future, I will be sure to show these lessons and be a Cardigan cougar in my new community, wherever it is. If I could give one piece of advice to students here, it would have to be have fun and buy into the Cardigan community. Thank you.
Good morning, Cardigan community. Today I'm going to talk about what it means to be both Chinese and a Cardigan student, and some of the problems I encountered that made me feel I didn't belong here at first, and how I feel like I have become to be a real member of this community. As a foreign student, when I arrived at Cardigan, there were a lot of daily customs that I didn't understand. First, I found that I didn't have the same interests as my classmate. A lot of my classmates play lacrosse and they talked about lacrosse a lot, but I hadn't heard of the sport lacrosse before, and I didn't know anything related to this sport. I also didn't know the existence of the game Fortnite or anything related to it when I first came to Cardigan. So when my classmates talk about lacrosse or Fortnite, I had trouble understanding what they were talking about, and it made me feel like I was excluded from the group. Another issue was communication and language. When I first came to Cardigan, I found myself having some issues communicating to my classmates and dorm mates. I didn't understand a lot of terms or words used by my classmate. For example, the term savage. I heard this word used a lot when I first came to Cardigan. My US classmates used it to describe other people, and I didn't know what this word meant until one of my classmates, Colin, told me the meaning. Another time I was wondering about who we are as Chinese Cardigan student was during Chinese New Year. Usually on Chinese New Year, I will celebrate with my family and friends. I will relax and celebrate with them, plus there is no school for almost a month. My first Chinese New Year at Cardigan, there was no day off, and nobody except Chinese and Korean students knew what was happening. It also made me jealous when my friends and family at China were sending pictures to me during their vacation. I remember clearly I was preparing for a science test and doing my English homework while they were celebrating. But to be able to go to a New Year brunch with my friends made me feel a little better being a part of this community during the Chinese New Year. In conclusion, right now, I still don't play Fortnite, but I know about lacrosse and I understand mostly what my classmates are talking about. I can still celebrate Chinese New Year on campus, but in a different way. So now I feel much more comfortable living here, and I feel like I belong. Thank you very much for listening.
Good morning, faculty members and my fellow Cardigan brothers. I am here to talk about how we Koreans merge our culture with Cardigan. There are 195 countries in the world, and I am from South Korea, a little country located in Asia between two big countries. Schools are different in Korea, where there are more than 30 students in a class. We stay in one room, and teachers take turns coming into our classes. After school, almost everybody goes to cram schools called Hagwon to be better at academics. The competition is very intense in Korea, so students have high stress levels. In order to try something new, I came across the Pacific and arrived at Cardigan with a lot of hope and the prospect to improve. This community is special and unique. People come from so many countries, and awesome teachers speak in languages that I didn't know as well as I do now. From these countries, we have built another community, a special culture. It was fascinating to see how there is a place like this where students coexist so well that we are stronger as a community. Back home, Korean students barely play outside and mostly study or play computer games. Our gaming culture is more developed than any other country, with cyber cafes where you can play any game you want just for $1 an hour and the fastest internet in the world. It was hard for me to acclimate into Cardigan culture where there are so many choices of things to do. Instead of just playing video games or studying in my room the whole day, I was able to play catch, tennis, or basketball, and so much more. These are all things that are hard to do in Korea because courts and parks are rare and hard to find. After some time getting used to this, I found out that playing catch outside is actually better than just sitting and watching movies. Some of the habits from Korea, like sleeping late or staying on my phone, have been broken after I came to Cardigan. I was kind of forced to do that. However, it wasn't as big of a deal as I expected. I believe other Koreans and I really hang out together because we feel a deep connection and understand the challenges of making the adjustment to life here. This makes us stronger, and it helped me get to use to Cardigan because then I knew that it was not only me that struggles with feeling homesick and such. Being a Korean student at Cardigan is challenging, but I feel more comfortable because we have each other. I admire my fellow Korean students and my fellow Cardigan brothers for facing these challenges every day. We all struggle with various challenges at Cardigan. Sometimes they can be the same, such as homesickness. Similarly to the challenges, we also find success together. I'm also thankful for my opportunities to live side by side with everyone as well.